Hi y'all, this is Pam at Pink Dragonfly Wings, and I have a surprise. So, I have recently come across some lacy fabrics, and most of y'all know I love lace and crochet and all that kind of stuff. It reminds me of my grandmother. My grandmother used to crochet all the time, and she taught me a little, but I never really could learn the complicated things. So when I see something really nicely done, it reminds me of her, even if it's machine done, you know? So that's okay. So I have some things here. I've cut apart some appliques and things from some of this fabric, and I'm gonna sell them to y'all if you're interested. And so let's get started. See what we got. Okay, so number one are these little appliques, and they're really pretty and dainty. The fabric looks like it might be a linen, a really nice linen. It's got a little bit of a shiny thread through it. The embroidery is done by machine, but it's really pretty. Each one of these is 10 3/4 inches this way, and it is 5 1/2 inches this way, and would be beautiful on a journal cover, junk journal cover, all kinds of things, I have 9 of these. This is number one. I have 9 of these, and each one is $2.50. So let me move those out of the way. Next, for number 2, I have some, they're not very long. They're little pieces of border lace. Each one is 7 3/4 inches. And the flowers are about 2 inches, you know, a little more, a little less, it depends. These are strung together, so they would be nice on a page, on the top of a page, or bottom of a page, just as an accent. With this kind of fabric, you can spray them, you can dye them, you can coffee dye them, tea dye them, whatever you want to do and whatever fits your project. So you get 4 flowers on each little strand. They are 7 3/4 by 2 inches. I have 8 of these, and they are 50 cents a piece. Okay. The next one is I cut these apart from the little flowers. They kind of came like this, and so they intertwined with each other, so I had to cut a lot off of the edges and everything. That's why I could only get 4. But that's okay. That's okay. It's still very nice accent. I call these my fern leaf medallions. They are also about 7 1/2 inches long, 2 inches wide. You get 4 little fern medallions on each one. I have 16 of these, and they also are 50 cents. I need to write that on there so I don't forget. Number 3, well, nope, number 4 and 5 are very similar. This is a piece of lace, and I cut it. It is 50 inches long this way. Each one of the flowers is about a square inch. So you can see in here, this is a square inch. So if you're estimating, you should roughly get 48 to 50 flowers per piece. Like I said, it's 50 inches long, so that's longer than a yard. I'm not going to do the math because I'm not very good in math, but it's 50 inches. Okay? Now, what you will get is this cute little flower. I folded these up in little pieces like this. Well, let's get the end, it works better. And I folded them back and forth like this, and then I tied a little ribbon around them, and then they spread out and made the darlingest little flower. So when you order this little flower is what you will get. So you'll get 50 inches of the lace and a little piece of pink ribbon, of course. Each one of these is $1, and I have 12 of them. This piece is the same kind of thing. This is number 5. It is a, well, I think I tied those in a knot, but it's a 2-row. There are 2 rows of this lace. So it makes it twice as wide. It's still 50 inches long, and about approximately 2 inches wide. But it's a double row, so you can use it as a double row on your journal edges of your journal pages. You can make flowers with them. You can cut them apart. You can do whatever you want to with them, but this just gives you a little bit more lace for your buck. So I have 5 of these, and they are $1.75. Okay, so I have 5 of them. All right, let's get to the appliques. Now, these appliques are going to come in 3 colors. I have a salmon color, which is a really rich, peachy, salmony color. I have a light peach color, and I have a beautiful shade of teal. So, let's start with this one. This is number 6. Please be patient with me. These are mirrored images of each other. So all of this first stack will all be mirrored images of each other, and you will get 2 appliques per set. Now this one is 5.5 inches by 4 inches. Actually, it's 4 inches this way and 5.5 this way. You can lay them this way, you can turn them upside down, you can put them at top and bottom, however you want to do them, but they are mirrored images, so it'd be really cool to be able to put one on one page and one on the other page of maybe a junk journal or something. Would be really nice. So these are 5.5 inches by 4 inches, and the set of these is $1.75. The next one is number 7. As I said, all of these are mirrored images, so they're all cut just a little different depending on how the fabric was. So this one, you get 2 pieces. They are 3.5 inches by 5.5 inches. You get 2 of them, and the set is $1.25. Number 8 is another cut. It's a little different. You can angle them or separate them however you want to, but you will get 2 mirror image appliques in the set. These are 4.5 inches by 5.5 inches, and the set is $1.50, and I only have 1 of each of all of these, so please be patient with me on these measurements. Math was not my strength in school, and sometimes I give you the length first and the width second, and sometimes I do it backwards, so just remember that the shorter side is the smaller and the longer side is the bigger. We got it. Okay, this is another one. This one is really pretty and would be a beautiful corner tuck. Excuse me. A corner tuck. You could take a piece of tag or something and just slide it down in here and in a junk journal, and it would be gorgeous. Okay, I'm recording. This is 3 3/4 inch by 5 1/4 inch. And this set is $1.25. This is set number 10. Again, mirror images. I think this one is cool because that looks like a number 2 to me. I don't know why, but every time I look at it, I think of the number 2. So you can use it as a 2, you can use it as something else, or if it bothers you, you can cut it off. Okay? But this is set number 10. It measures 3 inches by 5.5 inches. I have a hard time keeping up with these little pins. 5.5 inches, and this one is $1.25. I have this one. This is number 11. It's a beautiful cut. I love this one. Love this one. There's our number 2s. 4.5 inches by 5.5 inches. You get a set of 2 for $1.50. These are so similar to each other. I keep them pinned together so I know which 2 go together when I get ready to package them, because otherwise I'd have to sit and figure it out again, and I'm too old for that. This one I think is my favorite. I don't know why, but I love this one. It is just so cool. Just so cool. So I really like this one. It's a little bit bigger. This is one of the bigger ones that we have. It is 4 3/4 inch wide by 5.5 inches tall. There are again 2 of them, and the set is $1.75. This one is very similar to that one. In fact, they may be almost the same. I guess that's what very similar means, doesn't it? Anyway, oh well. Here is this one, and it's a nice size one as well. It is 4 3/4 inches this way, 5.5 inches this way. I only have one, and this set is $1.75. Now, then we move on to the peach colors, and this is a beautiful shade. I don't know if the camera picks up how pretty it is or not, but it's a really pretty shade. This one is a little bit, it's a mirror image, but right here, these edges got cut off. They were, I don't know if they were at the edge or what, but anyway, other than that, they are mirror images. And probably if you wanted them to be exact, you could cut right here and just cut that little piece off, and they would be exactly the same. So that would be your choice. It's up to you. Some people like the raw edges and some people don't. So I'll leave that up to you. This set is 3 inches by 5 3/4 inches. And the set sells for $1. Number 15 is a pretty set as well. Also mirrored image. There's our 2 again. Okay, this one is 4 inches wide by 5 3/4 inches tall. I only have one set, and this set is $1.75. And I don't know why I cannot keep up with those little pins. I put them right there, and when I go back, they're gone. So I don't know what happens to them. Okay, onward and forward. So this is number 16. Maybe I could put it right there and I can see it. This is a really pretty one. I like this one. These look like little butterflies down here, and I just think they look so springy and so pretty, and I think you'll enjoy that one. Now, these are also mirror images of each other. This one is 4 1/4 by 5 3/4, and the set sells for $1.75. This one is number 17. It's a little smaller, still very pretty. There we go. Okay. This is number 17. Each one measures 3 1/4 inches by 5 3/4 inches, and the set sells for $1.25. Number 18. This is more like one of the others that we did a while ago. A little bit bigger, a little more rectangle shaped, but very pretty. There's our number 2s. Okay. These are 4 inches by 5 3/4 inches. And I lost my pen again. Good gracious. It's a good thing I have some of them. I have a little foam pad stuck up on the side of my cabinet, and I keep pens up there for the ones I lose. Okay. Here is number 19. Very pretty. Have our little butterflies again. Have our little number 2s. The leaves. Those kinds of things. Now these are cut to be used in its entirety. Please forgive me if I have forgotten to cut a little something off of it and they're not quite exactly the same. You can make them the same. I'm old and I don't see very well. So that's enough for my excuses. This one is 4 1/2 inches by 5 1/2 inches, and it sells for $1.75. Here's number 20. And again, we have a really pretty, I think it goes up this way if you want to look at your number 2s correctly. But there you go. That looks really nice. You've got your flowers. Like I was trying to say a while ago, these were made to be used in their entirety, but if you wanted to cut them apart and say, for example, just use the flower or just the flourishes here, that's fine too. Just be careful when you cut them and they'll be fine. This set is 4 1/4 inches by 5 3/4 inches, and the set sells for $1.50. Number 21. It's a little bit smaller. Now you can turn this one this way. We have our little butterflies again. Or you can turn them around this way. Either way, they look beautiful. So now, when you look at these, like I said, these are mirrored images. The back side of this peach especially, I haven't noticed it so much in the salmon color and the teal, but in this peach color, the back is really different, and I don't really know which one is the back and which one is the front. This is a little darker and it has a little shine to it, so you could do it that way and still have mirrored images. I think this side is a little prettier. This is a little more pastel and a little more matte. So, but you can use whichever one you choose. These are 3 1/2 inches by 5 3/4 inches, and the set sells for $1.25. Couple more. Okay, and we have 2 here. Also have the little butterflies. No number 2s, but very pretty. I have these again on the matte side. You can turn them over and see them on the shinier side too, and use them whichever way you choose. I guess it would depend on your project, but that's okay. These are 3 1/2 inches by 5 1/2 inches, and the set is selling for $1.25. Our last peach one, number 23, and we have this one. this is our last one for the sets. This one's 4 inches by 5 3/4 inches, and it sells for $1.50. Okay, let's move on to the teal sets. This is number 24. Now, some of this in the teal, the end of the fabric was kind of squished together like it had been packed together for a while. And so it's a little squishier, or a little more together. I think if you took an iron and pressed it, it would be fine. So that's why this one looks just a little tad smaller than that one, because it's scrunched just a little bit better. But this is the teal set, number 24. I never can figure out how to get them back the way they were. There we go. It is 4 1/4 inches by 5 3/4 inches, and the set is $1.50. Number 25 is a really nice, pretty one. It kind of comes down and cascades a little bit. Very pretty. Very nice. And this one is 4 1/2 inches by 5 inches. Like I said, I only have one of each set. And this one is $1.75. Here we go with number 26. This one's pretty big. It's a pretty big piece. Very pretty. Very pretty. I hope you can see these. This one is 4 1/2 inches by 5 1/2 inches. Very nice. And this one sells for $1.75. Okay, we have number 27. And then we have this one. So you can see, very pretty. They're all pretty. Just kind of depends on which one suits your fancy, I guess. This one is 4 1/2 inches by 5 3/4 inches. It is in teal, and it sells for $1.75 for the set. Alrighty. Uh-oh. They're trying to eat each other, I think. Number 28. This is another large one. No. Yep. That way. 4 1/4 inches by 5 1/2 inches. They're mirrored imaged. And this set, they're I think I said 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and this set sells for $1.75. Okay, then we have number 29, a little smaller, but still just as delicate and pretty and feminine and so nice. My grandmother would be so proud. Okay, so like that one. That one is 3 1/2 inches by 5 1/4 inches, and the set sells for $1.25. Okay, number 30. There's our number 2 pack. There we go. Okay. That was number 30. It was 4 1/2 inches by 5 1/4 inches, and the set sells for $1.50. 2 more. This is number 31. Very pretty. I know some of these are duplicated and you kind of see the same thing. Some of them are the same and some of them are a little different, but that's okay. That's okay. This one is 4.5 inches by 5.5 inches, and the set sells for $1.50. All right, our last set. I think this one's my favorite. I love this. It just looks like a beautiful spring day. I don't know what about it is that I like it so much, but I do. Okay, so that one is number 32. It is 4.5 inches by 5.5 inches, and it sells for $1.50. Now, the next set that I have are some singles. You know, sometimes when you get to the end, you only have one. And I don't know how it ends up that way, but it does. So these are single appliques. You just get one. Okay, this is number 33. Very pretty. Very pretty. But you just get the one. It measures 3.5 by 5.25, and it sells for 75 cents. And then we have number 34. There we go. It just looks like it's growing in a garden somewhere. That one is 3 inches wide by 5.5 inches, and it also sells for 75 cents. Okay, this one has a few more little leaves or strings on it than some of the others, but it is 3.5 inches by 5.5 inches, and it also sells for 75 cents. Most of these single ones are 75 cents. So now we're into the peach. This is number 36. There we go. Very pretty. Very pretty. I love the way this is done inside here. 3.25 inches by 4.75 inches, and it is also 75 cents. This one's a little bigger. It's more of the cascading. I like that one. Could be used on either side. This one's a little more matte. Could be either way. It is 4.5 inches by 5.75 inches, and this one sells for $1. Now we're into the teal, so let's try looking at 38. Excuse me. 3.5 inches by 5.5 inches, and this one sells for 75 cents. Number 39. This one's cute. This is another one that was kind of scrunchy, so a hot iron might work out really nice on it. But it is 3 inches by 4.5 inches. When you press it, it may get a little bigger, but that's what I measured it as today. And it sells for 75 cents. Okay, number 40. It's another teal. Has either side little dots. I just think those look so cute. This one's 3.25 inch by 5.5 inches, and it is 75 cents. Our last one, not our last one, but our last single. This is number 41. Again, it's a little scrunchy, so an iron might help it. 3.5 inches by 5.25 inches, and it is 75 cents. Now, the next section that I have, I'm not really sure if anybody would be interested in them or not. I like them, but lots of people may not. Let me show you what I have. These are the extras that I cut off of the edges. So these have some frayed edges. This one only has this one and maybe one right here that could be easily repaired or easily cut off. But I think they're still very pretty. And this one is 2.5 inches by 6 inches. Is that right? Well, it sure is. By 6 inches. And these are 50 cents a piece. And if nobody's really interested in these, let me know and I won't list them anymore. I can cut them apart and make nubbins out of them. So this is another one, 2 inches by 5 3/4 inches. But you see some of the edges, and here was on the edge of the fabric. So, you know, the pattern doesn't always come out even in yardage. So this one's 2 inches by 5 3/4 inches, and it is 50 cents. Our last peach one, number 44, and it has some niggles here, some little places where it's kind of come undone and kind of raveled, but you could easily cut those off or do whatever you want to with them. That one is 3 inches by 5 3/4 inches, and again, it's 50 cents. Teal. Guess I got my colors out of order. Okay, y'all, I'm back. I happened to look up a while ago, was just talking and talking and talking, and my camera had stopped. So I'm going to try to go back and pick up where I left off, and we'll see how it works. I don't know, but there's a little hiccup right here. So, all right, so we are on number 45. This is teal. You can use either side. Again, it has the raw edge. All of the decorations on the side seem to be intact, but the edge itself is kind of ragged. So you might want to put it on the edge of a page or in the center of your page or something like that. This one is 2.5 inches by 5 1/4 inches, and it is also 50 cents. Number 46. This is a single applique, but it has some little raw edge right here that easily could cut that little leaf off and leave it, or take it off or leave it, either one, whatever you decide. This one is 3 inches by 5 1/2 inches, and it is also 50 cents. Now then, I have a couple of unusual ones. These are a little different. Everything is different. These are, I'm selling as a set. They're not identical as in mirror images of each other, but they're pretty close. You know, you could cut off some of the things and make them pretty close to a mirror image, but I'm still selling them as a set, but they are different. So I want you to know that they are different. They're 3 inches by 5 1/2 inches, and they're 75 cents for both of them. This one is a little bit more mirror imaged. See, it looks very much the same, except for the raw edges down the center. So you could put those on the edge of a page here. You could put it on your center page here and have it open up. However you want to work with it, but that is pretty close to mirror image for those. That one is 4 inches by 5 1/2 inches, and the pair of them is $1. Oh, my little stacks get... When your stack starts falling over, that means you have too many. So I'm glad I'm almost done. This is our last applique, and it is also a mirrored image with the raw edges down the middle. This one is in teal. It is 3 inches by 5 3/4 inches. And this pair, I can get them back together, is 75 cents. Now, earlier in the video, I told you that we would be, Yep, my stack's falling over. I told you that I would be showing you some individual flowers and fern leaves. So this is what I have here. There are 5 flowers that have been cut apart. You have 5 of them. They're all just alike except that they've been cut apart. They're just like the piece of lace that I had earlier, but they've been separated and cut and trimmed. And so you'll get 5 of these in a set. I have 2 sets only of the flowers. The flowers measure about 2 1/4 inches by 2 1/4 inches, and all 5 of the flowers are $1. Here are the fern leaves. Same. There are 5 of them. They've already been cut. They've already been trimmed. You can dye these, coffee dye these. You can do whatever you want. Change the color, sparkle them up, whatever. Suit your fancy. On these, they're approximately 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. It kind of depends. This little dangly down here are not all the same size. But you get 5 of them. I have 5 sets of these, and each set is $1. Number 52 is another one of these appliques like I showed at the very, very beginning. This one has, it's a little smaller. It has a full flower, half a flower, but it's supposed to be that way. It's like it's growing behind. You have some leaves and you have a beginning of another flower. Now, if you wanted to, you could cut this little extra flower off and use it that way, or go ahead and use it as it is. It doesn't really matter. This one is about 6 1/2 inches by 6 inches. It's still the linen and the white machine embroidery. Very, very pretty. This one sells for $1.50. And the last thing that I have for you today is a piece of lace. Now, this was on a curtain. And other than the hem at the bottom, the curtain was kind of whatever. So I cut this off, and I've used this piece, not this piece, but a piece like this several times. It's beautiful when you cover a journal with it and have some beautiful fabric or even paper on the back of it, and then use this for your journal cover. It is gorgeous. Now, I did not cut off. I took the seams out, but I did not cut this little edge off. For one thing, if you wanted to iron it, you could get an extra 2 inches of fabric there. Or if you were wanting to use it on a journal page, this could be your turn under. Your turn under part. So if you had a page, you could put your page in here and have it go over to the inside and have it look really nice. So it's kind of a built-in binder for you. Now this piece is 42 inches long, including these. And there's a seam on each end. So that gives you basically an extra, almost 3.5 to 4 inches extra. And it is 12 inches tall at the highest point, 12 inches. So you may need to cut it down. You may need to do some rearranging, whatever you want to do. I have used my fabric like this so much. Sometimes I cut out the flourishes, sometimes I cut out the flowers, and sometimes I use the whole thing, and it's just beautiful fabric to work with. So this piece is 42 inches again by 12 inches, and I'm selling this whole piece for $3. So if you're interested in any of the items that I've listed today, please look on the comments, get all of the information. And I use PayPal. I don't know if I said that, but I will include my mailing address. I will include a link to PayPal. I will figure all that out for you and figure out how we're going to get it to you. So if you're interested in anything, please let me know. If you think this is the stupidest idea you've ever heard of, please let me know that too, because I don't need to do it if nobody's interested. So I'm counting on y'all to help me through. Anyway, thank y'all so much. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye and have fun.